Namaste, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm going to take you through this Power Morning Core Flow. So we don't have a lot of time together. Let's just get right into it. This is great for intermediate students, and there are no props required. So we'll start lying down on our backs, and I'm going to begin with a QL stretch. You're welcome to just do a reclined spinal twist at home if this is not appropriate for you. But for this stretch, you can widen your feet towards the edges of the mat, so wider than your hips, and then drop both knees and thighs over to the left. And if you'd like to go further, you can cross your left ankle over the top of your right knee, kind of inviting that hip and the knee to drop down. And I like to reach my right arm up overhead as a way to also get a bit of a gentle stretch through the obliques. You can bring your left hand to your belly, making that first intentional connection with your breath. So with your left hand over your stomach, you're able to feel the rise and fall with the rhythm of your breath. And we are working on strength this morning. But of course, we always want to get a good stretch as well, especially if you know you'll be sitting a lot today. So take one more full deep breath, really reach and extend that right arm up overhead. And you can uncross your ankles, float the knees up, keep the knees wide apart, and we're just going to go to the other side. So both knees and thighs drop over to the right, and then you can cross your right ankle over the top of your knee, maybe reach your left arm up overhead, and bring your right hand to your stomach, just to stay connected to the rhythm of your breath. Using this practice to set our intention for the day, getting really clear on what is important to us. Maybe just choosing one word that captures the essence of how you want to feel and how you want your day to go. One more big breath in here. And you can uncross the legs, float your knees back up through to center, and you can bring your feet about hip-width distance apart. We're gonna lift the shins and the feet off the mat. Bend your knees so you have your shins about parallel to the mat. Push your lower back into the floor, and if that made your knees shift forward towards your chest, realign your knees over your hips. So you should feel your lower abdominals turn on just from doing this. We're going to interlace our fingers behind the back of our head. This is a slow, controlled bicycle motion. As you inhale, curl and lift head and shoulders off the mat. Pull your lower belly in. And as you exhale, twist to the right and extend your left leg straight. Try not to move your right knee at all. Inhale, come back to center, lift up higher. Exhale, now twist to the left and straighten your right leg. Inhale, squeeze and lift up. Exhale, twist to the right, reach out through your right toes. Inhale to center, both shoulder blades off the floor. Exhale, twist left, straighten your right leg. Inhale, squeeze, curl up. Exhale, twist. This is our last set. You can do this. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. Come all the way back and release. Should feel really good. Maybe just draw your knees in towards your belly. And let's cross at the ankles so we can rock up, and we'll right away go into our downward facing dog. So first down dog of the day. Hands are shoulder width distance apart, feet are hip width distance apart. Tuck your toes under and go ahead and stretch it all up and back. And if the hamstrings and low back are quite tight, you might want to have a very generous bend in your knees. Think of curling and lifting your tailbone towards the sky. Really draw your lower abdominals in. We're going to engage our core a little bit more. Rippling forward like a wave. Lift your heels up and come all the way forward into your plank pose. Super strong here. As you exhale, shift your hips up and back into your down dog. Let's do that same thing 3 more times. Inhale all the way forward into your plank pose. Push into your fingertips. Exhale, lift it up and back, down dog. 2 more. Inhale. Strong through your abs. Exhale. See if you can push your heels a little bit more. Last one. Inhale all the way forward into plank. Hold your plank. You're going to lift the right foot up off the mat, and you're going to tap those toes down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the left foot off the mat. Stay in your plank pose. Tap down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and squeeze and lift back into your downward facing dog. Let's find our 3-legged dog from here. Reach your right leg up towards the sky. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Just give yourself a great big stretch here. And we'll come into Untitled or low lunge. Right foot steps to the top of the mat. Back knee comes down. Push into the ground as you lift on up. And maybe just keep your gaze and everything facing forward. Or you can press your hands together, looking past your thumbs. Pulling up through your abdominals in this pose, lifting out of your lower back. And circle your hands back down. From here, we'll come into Arda Hanumanasana, our half splits, but we'll add a bit of a twist. So as you straighten that right leg, keep your left hand and left fingertips on the mat. Keep your chest lifted and reach your right arm up to the sky. Try to pull the lower belly in. Big stretch in here. Right hand comes back to the floor. Fold a little bit deeper. Now we'll take our flow. Bend into your front knee. We meet in our plank pose. Lowering chaturanga, cobra, or upward facing dog. And we all meet back, downward dog, lifting our hips. Second side, let's reach the left leg up to the sky. Bend your knee, open up your hip. Big stretch here. Drop your head, Untitled, your low lunge. Left foot through. So we're not swinging the legs here. We are moving with control. So really lift and lengthen out of your lower back and maybe stay facing forward or add a little back bend as you join your palms together and shift your gaze up. But we're not collapsing through our pelvis here. Circle your palms back down to the mat. We'll find that half splits twisting variation. So straighten that left leg, flex your left foot, curl the toes back. You might want to bring your right hand back in a little bit, up onto the fingertips, left arm stretches to the sky. The more you can pull your lower belly in, the deeper you'll be able to twist. So this does engage our abdominals. Circle the hand down. See if you can fold a little bit more towards your knee. Bend into that front knee. Let's take our vinyasa once more. Plank, chaturanga, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Our last time here in down dog, stretch it all out. And let's bring our knees to the floor from tabletop pose. So from here, we'll be setting ourselves up for side planks and variations of side planks. Start by extending your right leg back behind you. Roll to the inner edge of that right foot and stretch your right arm up to the sky. You're going to point into your right toes to squeeze and lift that leg up so you have your foot at about the same height as your hip. Hug into your glutes, draw your lower belly in. Try to look at something that is not moving to help with balance. And we're going to tap our toes down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you'd like to come into your full Vashisthasana side plank, go ahead and straighten your legs. Push into your feet to lift your hips on up. Big breath in here, tabletop pose, release. Same thing to the other side. So realign yourself, left leg steps behind you, roll to the inside edge of that left foot, and you want to really lean on your right hand, anchor that shoulder down, and then reach your left arm up. You're going to point through your left toes, squeeze and lift until you have your foot at the same height as your hip. Just holding here for a few moments so you can really feel the connection with your legs, with your glutes, with your core. And we're going to tap the toes down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you can find your full side plank pose or just stay in that modified version, stacking one leg over the other, pressing the hips up as high as they'll go, keeping your gaze and your breath steady. Inhale and circle the palm back down. Find your child's pose, Balasana. Big toes together, knees apart, fold on in. Letting it go. Feeling all that heat and energy you've built up from this short flow. And asking yourself again what your one-word intention is today. Slowing down your breath to slow your heart rate. And we'll walk our hands in, lifting back up, and let's meet, taking a seat in any way that is comfortable for your hips and for your lower back as we close our practice together. Let's join our hands together at the front of the heart, roll your shoulders down, and really anchor in your one-word intention for the day. And we'll close with the chant of Om. Inhale to chant, breathe in. Thank you so very much for doing this short power flow with me. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you'll make this a daily habit of doing just a short morning yoga practice with me every single morning. Please subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.